Welcome to Power Actuated Tools Stiffy Ceiling Hanger Gun Safety. I know you've just watched the video, but we're going to go into a little more depth here on the safety issues, also on some of the operating issues. Power actuated fastening is suitable for use in the following materials only: poured concrete, structural steel, masonry joints, wood applications. Believe we're only going to be using it for poured concrete. Never attempt to fasten into any other type of material. Fastening into other materials can cause blindness or serious injury when those materials crack or shatter and send shards flying. Never attempt to fasten into very hard or brittle materials such as cast iron, tile, or rock of any type. Never fasten into soft base materials such as drywall. Your hanger will go straight through the drywall and could impact somebody on the other side. Never fasten into any base material that does not pass the center punch test. We'll talk about the center punch test in a couple of seconds. Operating instructions for the Stiffy ceiling hanger gun. Insert the CEAS, that's the company name's assembly, into the nose piece until the fastener is securely seated. Insert the strip loads into the bottom of the feed track. Slide in until the strip is flush with the bottom of the tool housing. Always insert the loads from the bottom of the Stiffy tool and remove from the top. To actuate the Stiffy tool, raise the tool to the ceiling and touch the assembly to the spot you would like to penetrate. Lower the tool approximately 12 inches from the substrate and strike the tool against the work surface with a firm upward motion. Remove the tool from the assembly. The assembly is the hanger that you put in. Repeat the sequence by inserting another assembly into the nose piece and advancing the next load by squeezing the index lever upwards until it stops. Continue steps 1, 3, and 4 until all 10 loads have been used in that load strip. At the height, we have a pole attached to the front of our gun, and the pole on the gun has a triggering mechanism that will work exactly the same. Eye protection must be worn at all times by the tool operator and by bystanders. Never place your hand in front of a loaded CEAS attachments tool. The CEAS is the company name again, and the attachments tool is the Stiffy gun. If the tool is accidentally discharged, the fastener or piston could shoot through your hand. Always wear safety glasses when performing the center punch test. The power level of the load is indicated by the number marked on each box, the color of the box, and the color of the tip of each load. As the numbers increase, the power levels also increase. To perform a center punch test, hit the fastener, the hanger pin, against the work surface using a hammer. Based on the results of this test, the user can effectively determine the suitability of the base material and avoid injuries. Center punch test results: if the point of the fastener, the nail that goes into the concrete, is flattened, the material is too hard. If the fastener shatters or cracks the surface, the material is too brittle. If the fastener penetrates the material easily, the material is too soft. If the fastener slightly indents the material, it's just right. Exception to the center punch test: when a tool operator is familiar with the surface, the attachments, and the power loads for a specific application, the center punch test can be skipped. Load safety and selection. Always make a test fastening after being sure that the base material is suitable for power actuated fastening. Failure to determine the correct power level to be used may result in the use of excess power, allowing the fastener to pass completely through the work material, causing serious or fatal injuries to others who may be in the path of the fastener. Colorblind operators must always select loads by the load number to prevent the use of incorrect load for the same reasons as above. Only loads designed for the use in a specific tool can be used in that tool. When using the tools, always start with a test fastening in order to confirm the suitability of the base material. Always start with the lowest load level, gray, and increase load level based on the acceptability of the attachment. The attachment is the ceiling hanger that you're installing. Exception, as with the center punch test: when tool operator is familiar with the surface, attachments, and power loads for a specific application, the test fastener step can be skipped. Safety: always be sure tool is operating properly before attempting to use it. Always load tool using a strip load selected directly from a box indicating the power load type and number. Never attempt to use strip loads that could be misidentified. Never carry loose strip loads in pockets with pins or other hard objects. Never load a tool unless you intend to immediately make a fastening. Never place your hand or other body part over the barrel of the tool or the pole. Always store tool unloaded and keep the tool and the load securely locked in a toolbox. Keep the tool pointed away from yourself and others. Never carry a loaded tool around the work area. Never allow anyone not trained in the use of the tool to use the tool. Never engage in horseplay with the tool. Using the tool in poorly ventilated areas, cleaning tool, or handling loads may result in exposure to lead or other substances known to cause birth defects or other physical harm. Have adequate ventilation at all times and wash thoroughly after exposure. Wearing our HEPA filtered half masks and disposable coveralls, we should be protected from any lead put into the air by the firing of the tool. What to do in the case of a misfire. If the tool does not fire after the normal firing sequence, continue to hold the depressed tool against the work surface for at least 30 seconds. Then carefully lower the tool, remove the strip load, and put it in a can of water or other non-flammable liquid. Never dispose of a load strip with a live load in it in a trash container. If the tool becomes stuck or jammed with a live power load, keep the tool pointed in a safe direction and immediately tag it. Danger, defective, do not use. Lock the tool in a toolbox and contact CEAS attachments for assistance. Operating the power actuated tool. After checking to be sure that the tool is not loaded, point it in a safe direction. Use the splall guard every time possible to minimize the risk of being struck by flying debris. Operating the power actuated tool. After checking to be sure that the tool is not loaded, point it in a safe direction. Use the splall guard every time possible to minimize the risk of being struck by flying debris. With the finger off the trigger, place the fastener point out into the muzzle end of the tool until the point end is inside the muzzle. Never load a fastener with your finger on the trigger. Do not use excess force when inserting a fastener. Stop immediately if excess force is required. Inspect the barrel to find out why the fastener is not entering the muzzle freely. Do not continue loading unless the problem is corrected. With a tool pointed in a safe direction and finger away from the trigger, insert a strip load into the bottom of the handle and push it in until your finger is firm contact with the handle recess. Hold the tool perpendicular 90 degrees to the work surface with both hands and press down firmly or up to fully depress the tool. Maintain firm pressure on the tool with both hands and pull the trigger to drive the fastener. Do not depress the tool against anything other than the intended work surface. Holding the tool firmly in place while fastening will produce more consistent fastening quality and minimize tool wear and damage. Insert another fastener in the muzzle end of the tool as before, and the tool is ready for the next fastening. Keep your finger off the trigger until the tool is in position to drive fastener. To remove a used or partially used load strip from the tool, pull the strip out from the top of the tool. Do not try to remove the strip by pulling it out from the bottom of the handle. Never try to remove a jam or stuck load strip. Should a jam load strip occur, call your local authorized CEAS attachments distributor for technical assistance. Thank you for taking the power actuated tool Stiffy ceiling hanger gun training. Please proceed to the quiz.